Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. So today I am feeling all sorts of glam, all sorts of extra. I created this really pretty soft and girly Valentine's Day look for you guys using all drugstore makeup. We have the rhinestones, we have the pink lips, the pink blush, we have the girly lashes. I love the way this look turned out. If you can't already tell, I'm totally feeling myself. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you enjoy Valentine's Day content, if you enjoy drugstore makeup tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And with that said, you already know, grab your cafecito and let's jump right into today's look. So we're going to start off with the eyes because they are pretty simple. I have an idea of what I want to do. So let's take a primer. I'm going to use my primer from Profusion. And I'm just going to take a generous amount and put that all over the lids. Do you guys have your plans for Valentine's? What are you guys gonna do? Where are you guys going? Let me know, the 411. I don't have any plans this Valentine's. I told my husband that I want him to surprise me. I'm like, my husband has not a romantic bone in his body. Let me tell you that right now. He is not romantic at all. But neither am I, so I can't judge him for that. But I just told him, I'm like, babe, I just want you to plan out whatever we want to do for Valentine's, and I'm going to leave it up to you. So hopefully he plans out something good. We'll see what he ends up doing. Whatever he does is fine, but we definitely need like a date night because we live in Texas now. It's so hard for us to make time for each other, like going on dates, because we don't really have like anybody to help us out with the kids. Like my suegros don't live here, you know, and usually that's what we would do whenever we would go on dates. Back when we had only Lonnie, we would just drop off Lonnie at her grandparents and we would go do our thing. And I mean, she loved being at her grandparents too, so that was a plus for her. But now that we don't have anybody, I mean, we have my sister and stuff, but she lives kind of far, so it's like, oh, do we want to take the drive? I like for my base to get a little bit tacky. So while I wait for this to get tacky, I'm going to go make me some iced coffee really quick and I'll be back in 1 second. I am back. I have my iced coffee. I changed shirts because I was getting way too hot in that sweater. And my lids are nice and tacky now and they've creased. So I'm going to go back with my brush. This is the one by Rare. I feel like I say that weird. Rare Beauty. Rare Beauty. And then for today's look, since we're doing all drugstore, we are going in with the Milani Ungilded Must Loved Mattes. This is probably like my favorite drugstore palette. And because this is going to be such a simple look, I'm not going to overly complicate it. I'm just going to go in with 2 shades. Let's see. I'm going to go in first with Umber the Sun. That is such a clever look. Actually, I'm going to mix Salty Caramel in there as well. And I'm going to take it on a Morphe M441. And I like to do this little trick where I just erase my brow because I do have kind of like a saggy lid. Just because I have excess skin. And I like to take that right in the center right here. This is going to be our transitional shade. And I'm just using circular motion to buff this back and forth. And I like to start off in the center just so I can get an idea of where this look is going to go. Again, taking a little more, tapping the excess, and just going layer by layer. And then I'm going to bring this in. And then as I'm coming down, I am going to stop it right there. I'm not going to round it off because I do want the pink to be the most dominant color, if you will. So the drugstore does not have any sort of like canvas base, so I am going to use one that is affordable from City Color Cosmetics. These are a pretty close dupe to the P. Louise. This one is in the shade Ladylike, and it's just a very soft pink. Ooh, it's almost like a very pretty like baby doll pink. So I am going to use that, and I'm just going to tap this in, and then with that same brush I'm just going to flip it back, and I am going to take the shade Smell the Rose, which is this one, and then I'm going to take Bust a Move just because I want a lighter pink, and I'm going to lay that all over the lid. And I'm going to take a little bit of Smell the Rose with a little bit of No Plum Intended, and just a tiny bit. I don't want too much. I just want to soften up the crease right here. Just going to wing it out. Using a liquid eyeliner, we're going to create this wing. So for that, I'm going to use my Rem Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Hottie. You can use whatever you have, whatever color is closest to the eyeshadow that you're doing, and I'm using a brush like this from Michaels. This is clutch, you guys, because I don't have any brushes, and this one just really comes in handy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just draw my wing. Let's go in with skin. So for my skin, I'm gonna go in with my favorite drugstore primer. Okay, maybe my second favorite drugstore primer besides the e.l.f. This is a Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector. I wanted to give my e.l.f. ones a rest because I do use them a lot, but it's because I genuinely love them. This one though, if you already have like really good skin, this is a perfect primer to use. Really on its own with maybe a little bit of like color correction. Usually when my skin is doing like really good and I don't have like any discoloration, I will use this on like my everyday makeup looks. I'll just apply this, color correct a little bit underneath my eyes, and call it a day, and my skin still looks good. The only thing is that since I don't wear foundation on top of it, it does make me super oily. So that's why I always go in with this primer when I have a full face. For my foundation today, I am going to be using a mix that I tried on Saturday. We went out to this like car expo here in Houston, and my skin, you guys, was velvety matte, super long wearing, super full coverage, and I barely got any oil peeking through. So for that, I'm going to take the NYX Blur Foundation. This is in the shade Golden. I still have not bought a new shade, and I'm going to mix it with my Fit Me Foundation Matte and Poreless. This is 228 Soft Tan. And the reason why I decided to mix these, both of them are mattes, but this one matches me perfectly. But I love the formula on this. It's super blurring, super mattifying. And I'm going to buff that in with a brush. So Ulta recently had a sale, and they had this It Cosmetics brush for like $17 or something like that. And I don't think I own any It Cosmetics brushes. So I was like, you know what? I've been wanting a new foundation brush, so why not? So I went and bought it, and I really like it. I do want to say though that the NYX foundation, it is not one that you can just leave. It does dry down to the skin pretty quickly. So work with it quickly, or don't take your time, because it can leave you like a little bit of patchiness. For concealer, I'm going to mix two of my favorite drugstore concealers by JCat, the Stay Assurance Concealer in the shade Buff and Soft Tan. So Soft Tan is a little darker on me, not by much, but I usually like them a little bit bright. So I'm going to go ahead and take that underneath. I'm not going to color correct just because these concealers are literally so full coverage. And I think we're going to use a brush. This is the Real Techniques brush. And I'm going to tap that in, making sure I carve out the little wing that we created here. course, we have to do a little bit of cream bronzing, and I'm using the shade Golden Days from e.l.f. And I'm just going to place some color right here. What do you guys think about the new trend of underpainting, where you pretty much bronze, conceal, blush, I believe, and then you go in with your foundation on top? I have not tried it, but I'm definitely interested in trying this technique out. Let me know if you guys want to see like a reels on it. I can film that. I don't think I'd film a YouTube video for it, honestly, but yeah, if you guys want to see a video on that, then we can do some reels or something like that, or a TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. I've been trying to post a lot of content. This cream bronzer is just everything. I put some beans to cook, and I can smell the frijoles. They are almost ready. I'm making some carne, what's it called? Picadillo, pretty much is what I'm making for dinner. So it's ground beef. I add potatoes, and then usually I'll add a little bit of tomatoes in there, and then I make beans on the side and I put them into a burrito. My daughter loves them. She loves beans so much. She's so cute. Total opposite of Lincoln. Lincoln is such a picky eater, you guys. For my blush, I'm going to go in with this one by e.l.f. This one is called, ¿cómo se llama este? Bora Bora. Yeah, Bora Bora. Such a pretty pink. And I'm just taking this higher up in the cheeks. And I'm also almost blending it into my concealer, but not quite. Just tapping it in there, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and bake. We're going to use the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 01 Fair to bake. And then we're going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect to set the entire skin. For my bronzer, I'm going to go in with my Profusion bronzer, and we are just going to go in with the shade Tahiti and Santorini. I haven't used this in quite some time, honestly, so I don't even know what shades I liked. And I need to fix my hair. This bun is driving me crazy. I'm kind of like over the whole short hair phase that I went through, but I refuse to get extensions. They're such a pain in the butt. They're so high maintenance, and girl, I ain't got the time for that. So off camera, I finished off the lower lash line. Just use the same colors, and then I added some lashes. I used these Kiss X Meredith Duxbury in the style Disco Groovy. These are really pretty, but the band is really thick. So if you don't like lashes with thick bands, maybe skip out on these. All the other ones though are so pretty. I feel like I need to leave a little bit of hair down because I feel weird without it. So let's finish off the eyes. I'm going to take some gemstones. You can find these at on Amazon or Michael's. I'm going to put a little bit of lash glue right where I want these stones. So I couldn't decide on a lip. I went off camera and kind of figured something out. I used the NYX lip liner in the shade Brown, lined the lips, and then I went in with the Revlon Color Stay Suede ink in the shade That Girl, which is such an amazing color and product overall. And it was still a little too dark, so I just went in with a little bit of my concealer that I used earlier, the lightest one, the J-Cat in the shade Buff, and I applied it to the center, and it made it such a light pink, and I am living. And then I added a little bit of gloss, the Revlon 207 Sky Pink, and we almost forgot highlight, you guys. So we're going to go in with the Hard Candy highlighter. This one is 1756 Rose Gold. So We're going to tie in all the pink, and I'm just going to add some here. This one is so pretty, and it's almost like glitter, and I do find that it works best and it shows up best with your fingers. Then of course we're going to set the skin with the e.l.f. not all-nighter, stay all night. And here you have it, you guys. This is the final look. This is an all drugstore affordable Valentine's Day inspired makeup look. I love the way this turned out. I love the rhinestones. I knew I wanted to do rhinestones, but wow, I am shook. I never use rhinestones. I feel like they never go with me because of the shape of my eyes, but I'm obsessed. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. I love you all. Stay safe, and until next time, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!